Hello and welcome back. I decided that with my recent, and I want to say it started over the last 2 or 3 weeks, really. But I got more into, especially as I'm resting a lot more, just kind of browsing through some of the groups available on Facebook and some other sites that are available to Twin Flames, and I decided that I'd like to do kind of a review of some of them, and I'll get more into like checking out others programs and things like that, because I know that, well, it's nice to have more resources, and I certainly don't consider myself the only resource, and I know that the more I know, the more I realize how much I don't know, and I love having that energy in my life. I love the joyful amazement of it, and I also enjoy some of the, well, the ickier experiences of the human experience, and so I figure, why not? I'm going to share my experiences in some of these groups, and I figure what I'll do to keep them short and sweet is that I'm going to occasionally do a video reviewing either some groups or some programs or some coaches and things like that, and give shout outs where they're necessary, and also offer some cautions where I've run into them. Which I just want you to keep in mind that my experience with something may not be your experience. If I resonate very much with a group or a coach or something like that, that doesn't necessarily mean that you will. And if I don't, or have a negative interaction or low vibe interaction with someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that you will. So, follow your heart. As my DM says, it'll never lead you wrong, which is so adorable because then he doesn't do it. Anyways, so first I want to say that there's a group called Twin Flame Union and Ascension, and it's just an open group that does not seem to have any particular attachment to any program or coach or anything. I don't know the mods. I've only been in it for maybe like a week or so, but it seems to be pretty good and pretty open to anybody being in it and asking questions, and there seems to be a reasonable amount of answers, though it does seem like it might be nice to have a few more folks who've a little more seasoned on their twin flame journeys in there. But it's also a group that expresses that it's not a place for self promotion, which is awesome. I love groups like that. But you might enjoy that. The next one is it's a newer one that I'm checking out, and I joined it over the last couple of days, but I have enjoyed. I've enjoyed it so far, and they do offer. They have on Mondays. There's free readings available from members in the groups. There's a little bit of self promotion available for anyone that's looking to do that. And I like the mixture of tarot in there. It's called The Love Divine, a place for twin flame support, love, and free readings. You might check that out. And I'll do a more thorough review of them and the other group as time goes on. This is just my experience so far. And then there's a group that's called the Twin Flame Universe Open Forum. They are connected to the Twin Flame Ascension School by Jeff and Shalia. And I I found it interesting because my experience in it was there was plenty of people asking questions. I was going in there more so from learning. I was curious. I felt a little sense of caution even in joining any group that was based around one specific program or not. Though I have my own group, the Wickedly Divine Feminine, that, it's I base it more around us all being wickedly divine feminines and masculines rather than just around my stuff. But at least at this moment, until we get a lot more members, it is largely based around what I teach and talk about. So I'm not opposed to that. And I thought, it might be nice to check out others' reflections of that. And I got into the group, and it was really active. That was nice to see. And there was a lot of questions. There wasn't it what didn't seem like very advanced stuff. It seemed like most people were either just beginning on their journeys, or they'd been in them for like up to 4 to 5 years and weren't seeing a lot of progress. So I was just enjoying interacting with people, sharing a few experiences. Nothing too big. I don't want to steal the show from anybody, but if somebody's asking a question and I feel like I can offer something helpful, I like to. Now, I had decided that I would ask some questions in the group and just see what's going on. And I had asked about what self healing goals people were currently working on, and whether it was something that had been reflected to them by their twins, or it was just something that they noticed on their own and decided to work on. Oh, goodness sakes. This is going to have to be my last video of the night. And I was intrigued because one of the admins of the page had come on and talked, like she kind of gave a non-answer. Like she was talking about, embracing her own badassery. That was really cool. And focusing on her twin flame union. And I had simply said, well, that's cool. Like, are you, what is it that you're working on specifically that's helping you with that? And she had started going into talking about the program that was used there and how it was the only one way to truly have a healed union. And I had said and had said that I needed to be open. I was amused and I said, well, I understand. I'm glad that you're promoting openness, though strangely that doesn't sound like openness if you feel like there is only one right way to heal. I mean, there's lots of right ways to heal, and we see it through contrast with karmics and our twins and coaches and readers, and there's all sorts of fun ways to learn about things. And she seemed to be very triggered by that and had repeated again that the only one right way was the course through the Ascension School, and then asked me why I had joined a group based around that, if I wasn't there to like join up right away. And I said, well, because I'm open to all forms of learning and I was curious about it. And she had asked if I was then open to completely and wholeheartedly committing to this program without having had much time to learn about it at all, and like just diving right in. And I could sense where that was going. And I said that I was considering it and I wasn't attached to it, and that I don't need a program that's going to heal my union because my union is already healed. And I realized some time ago that separation is just an illusion, and that even if it's not in the 3D place I'd like exactly, that focusing on it as unhealed is certainly going to keep it that place, and that I see no reason to pressure myself to join or not join something because I don't need anything. It's more about fun and connection and seeing what other people are up to. And I said that I was going to take the time to consider to join it by interacting with others in the group and seeing how they had been learning and healing through interacting with them, because that's a great way to see if a program is good or not, is look at the people that have been through it. And I tell you what, just from seeing what was going on in the group, I won't say that people weren't getting good stuff out of it, but a lot of people certainly still seemed very, very stuck. And a fair amount of them had gone through the exercises that they were promoting in the group. So, I mean, you tell me, what does that tell you about how healing and beneficial this program is, right? Now, at this point in time, I had sent that message, and I had even, I had mentioned to the gal that, I feel good about where I'm at because in the past, a pressure like that would have triggered my codependency and would have very much felt like someone had been pressuring me for my consent before I was ready to give it, which felt in many ways like somebody pressuring you to give sexual consent before you were ready. And I had shared a screenshot of the rules that didn't say anything in the group about requiring that you go through the program. It just said that that's what those people had started the group, and that the rules were no self-promotion and things like that. Okay, that's fine. I was following those rules, and instead of getting a response, that admin booted me and blocked me from the group, which was an interesting response. Although I recognize that triggering of that moment, it was likely that that's exactly why Spirit brought me into that group, was not necessarily for me to learn something, but to bring out a shadow for a couple of people in that were believing that that was the only one way, and being upset about that, and also to bring out into the light that there are some groups like this one that if you do not follow their one prescribed way and do their program and things like that, that they won't include you. They will push you away because it changes their narrative. And I'm assuming that if anybody comes there and already has a healed union, that they are not welcome. Now, I am doing some investigating on that because I'm a firm believer that there's usually multiple stories, and sometimes some people just have bad days and their ego gets the better of them. So I found I found some pages connected to the Jeff and Shay Ella persons who created the program in the group, and I left a message on there wasn't a way to contact them on their pages. Weird, there was no like messenger contact, and I didn't see like a direct contact form on their website that was for somebody that wasn't signing up for the program. So I left a message on there just simply asking if there was a way to contact them about something going on in the group. And I will update this later and let you know if I get a response or not. I would have assumed there already would have been some sort of outreach, but if nothing occurs, then I just want to offer a simple caution for groups like that because they are out there. And it doesn't mean stay away from it. You might actually feel even more called to check it out just from me mentioning it, and that's fine. Though, for those of you that, you're feeling a little bit sensitive and want to be cautious about what you join, be careful of groups like that, especially any that desire to control the narrative and are not open to all paths, because in society in general, especially in America, we have big challenges with that. It's not healthy to need to control the narrative so deeply, and a lot of us are healing that in our own journeys and things like that. So it's definitely at this point, until I hear back from those that created it, a group that I would recommend avoiding. In any case, when I feel up to it, I will do another video and review some more groups and help you find some more tools and places to connect. And I hope that you enjoy it and get many benefits from it. All right, well, I'll catch you in the next video.